Welcome, coaches, to this deep dive.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at James Allen's As a Man Thinketh. And I think especially for coaches, this one is going to resonate with a lot of you.
Absolutely. It's such a powerful book.
Yeah.
And even though it was written over 100 years ago, the principles in it are so timeless and so relevant.
Yeah.
Especially for coaches who are really in the business of transformation.
Right.
Helping people to create change in their lives and in the world.
Yeah. And the whole book really rests on this idea that thought creates reality.
Yeah, that's the foundation.
And Allen uses this analogy of the mind as a garden, which I think is particularly potent for coaches to consider.
I love that analogy because it really paints such a vivid picture of how we can cultivate the thoughts that we want to grow in our lives and in our coaching practices.
Yeah. So if our mind is this fertile ground, the thoughts that we're thinking are like the seeds that we're planting.
Exactly.
And if we're constantly planting seeds of self-doubt or fear or scarcity, guess what's going to come up?
Weeds.
Yeah.
And those weeds,
Right.
they can really choke out the flowers of our coaching practice.
Wow.
All the things that we want to cultivate, the abundance, the impactful client relationships,
Right.
the sense of purpose and fulfillment in our work.
Absolutely.
All of those can get choked out if we're not tending to the garden of our minds.
As coaches, we have to become these master gardeners of our minds.
Yeah, and Allen gives us some really practical tools in this book to do just that.
Yeah, he talks about this shift that we need to make from fighting circumstances to mastering our thoughts.
Yeah, he really challenges this idea that we're victims of our circumstances.
Right.
And he says instead that we have the power to change our reality by changing our thinking.
And he gives these powerful examples in the book to illustrate this. Like he describes this poor man who remains trapped in poverty because his thoughts are constantly focused on lack.
Yes, and then he contrasts that with the example of the wealthy man who has all the material abundance in the world, but is miserable because he's constantly fixated on illness. And then another really striking example is the story of the crooked employer.
Right.
Who is so driven by greed and fear of not having enough that he ends up sabotaging his own business and his reputation.
And these stories, I think, really highlight for us how our thoughts can actually become these self-fulfilling prophecies.
Absolutely. What we focus on expands.
Yeah.
And so if we're constantly focusing on what's wrong or what we don't have or what we're afraid of, we're actually attracting more of those things into our lives.
And I think this is such a huge takeaway for coaches because instead of getting so caught up in battling external circumstances like the competitive market or difficult clients,
right.
Allen really encourages us to go inward and focus on cultivating that mindset of abundance and confidence and just unwavering belief in our ability to create the coaching practice that we desire.
Yes. And I think for coaches that's so important because we are the instrument of our work.
Right.
It's not like we're selling a product or a service that's separate from us.
Right.
Our energy, our mindset, our beliefs, all of that comes through in our coaching. And so if we're not taking care of our own inner world, it's going to show up in our work with our clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in the success of our businesses.
Okay, so this is so empowering.
It is.
But how do we actually make that shift? Because we all have moments of self-doubt, I think, especially when we're building something new and putting ourselves out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Self-doubt is a natural part of the human experience.
Right.
But Allen would say that the first step is awareness.
Okay.
It's about becoming conscious of the thoughts that we're thinking.
So it's like we're taking inventory of those seeds that we're planting in the mental garden.
Exactly. What kind of seeds are we sowing?
Right. Are they seeds of possibility and abundance, or are they seeds of fear and limitation?
So it's really about becoming more mindful of our thought patterns and then consciously choosing to replace those limiting beliefs with more empowering ones.
Yes, and that's where having a clear purpose for our coaching work becomes crucial.
Okay.
Allen talks about the importance of having a defined aim, a vision for the impact that we want to make in the world.
And I think this really resonates with anyone on a coaching journey because it's like having a North Star to guide us, especially when we encounter those inevitable challenges and moments of uncertainty.
Absolutely. When you have a clear purpose, it's easier to filter out distractions, to stay focused on your goals, and to make decisions that are aligned with your vision.
So for all the coaches listening in, I encourage you to take some time to really define your coaching purpose.
Yeah.
What's the unique value that you bring to your clients? What kind of transformation do you want to help them create? What legacy do you want to leave in the world through your coaching?
Such powerful questions. Yeah. And Alan gives us a really practical tip here.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Yes.
Articulate your coaching purpose statement in a way that feels powerful and inspiring to you. And then here's the key.
Okay.
Revisit it regularly.
Yes. Because it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day of running a business
Yeah.
that we can lose sight of that bigger picture.
Right.
But by regularly reminding ourselves of our purpose, we keep that flame burning bright.
All right.
And that's what fuels our passion, our resilience, our ability to attract the clients that we're meant to serve.
It's like setting your internal GPS
Yeah.
and making sure that you're staying on course.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of attracting clients, Alan talks about the power of visualization.
Ooh, yes.
And I think this is where things get really interesting.
This is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Because Alan says that we have the power to create our reality through the images that we hold in our minds. And he uses some compelling examples in the book, like Christopher Columbus, who envisioned a new world and set sail across the vast unknown to discover it.
Or Copernicus, who dared to imagine a heliocentric universe,
Yes.
challenging, centuries of scientific dogma.
Right. And let's not forget Buddha,
Oh, yeah.
who envisioned a world free from suffering and dedicated his life to achieving enlightenment. So these individuals achieved extraordinary things because they held a clear vision in their minds and then they took consistent action
Right.
to bring it to life.
And this is such a powerful reminder that our minds are incredibly creative tools.
Yeah.
And when we harness that power of visualization and combine it with focused action, we can literally shape our reality.
It's true.
For coaches, this is pure gold.
Yes.
I encourage you to take some time to really vividly imagine your ideal coaching practice.
Yeah.
See yourself working with clients who are deeply committed to their growth and are experiencing these breakthroughs.
Yes.
Imagine your business thriving, your calendar full of clients who are eager to work with you.
And really feel it. Don't just see it in your mind's eye, but feel the emotions that come with it. The joy, the fulfillment, the sense of purpose.
It's like we're creating a mental blueprint for success, a roadmap that will guide our actions and help us stay motivated even when challenges arise.
Exactly.
It's almost like sending this powerful signal to the universe, attracting the clients, the resources, the opportunities that are in alignment with our vision.
Yeah, it's about aligning our energy with what we want to create.
But it's not just about wishful thinking, right?
No visualization without action is just a daydream.
Right.
But when we combine a clear vision with consistent focused effort,
Yeah.
then we create a powerful force for manifestation.
Okay, so for our coaches listening in, I challenge you to make visualization a regular part of your routine.
Yes.
Carve out a few minutes each day to step into that mental space where your coaching practice is already thriving.
And the more vivid and emotionally charged your visualizations, the more powerful they become.
Yeah, absolutely. But, as we're building our coaching businesses and working with clients, things can get pretty demanding.
Oh, yeah.
So how do we stay grounded and maintain that sense of inner peace amidst all the inevitable challenges and ups and downs?
That's where Alan's concept of serenity comes in.
Okay.
He describes it as a jewel of wisdom that emerges from self-mastery and a deep understanding of the world around us.
It's like that feeling of calm and centeredness
Yes.
that allows us to navigate challenges with grace and make wise decisions even when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Exactly. And for coaches, cultivating serenity is essential. Our clients are coming to us because they're seeking guidance and support,
Right.
and they need someone who can hold a steady, calming space for them.
Yeah, it makes me think of a lighthouse in a storm.
Oh, I love that.
A lighthouse doesn't try to control the storm. It just stands tall and shines its light, offering a beacon of hope and safety.
Beautiful analogy.
And for coaches, I think that inner serenity is our lighthouse.
Yeah.
It allows us to stay grounded, to listen deeply to our clients, and to offer them the support that they need without getting swept away by their emotional storms.
It's about being the calm amidst the chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do we actually cultivate that kind of inner peace, especially when things get tough?
Well, Alan would say that it starts with understanding that true serenity comes from within.
Okay.
It's not about the absence of challenges or the perfect circumstances.
Right.
It's about finding that place of peace within ourselves, regardless of what's happening around us.
And this is so important for coaches to remember, I think, because our work is so deeply personal.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get caught up in the emotional roller coaster of our clients' journeys.
Absolutely. And that's why having practices that help us reconnect with that inner stillness are so valuable. Whether it's meditation or spending time in nature or simply taking a few moments to breathe deeply and center ourselves,
Right.
these practices help us to hit the reset button on our nervous system and to come back to that place of clarity, calmness, and inner strength.
Yeah. And I think that's where we can truly show up as our best selves, both for ourselves and for the people that we serve.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been a phenomenal start to our deep dive into As a Man Thinketh.
It has.
We've only just begun to unpack the incredible wisdom that this book holds for coaches.
And in the next part,
Yep.
we'll explore even more practical strategies and mindset shifts that can help you attract dream clients, build a thriving coaching business,
Right.
and create the impactful career that you envision. So stay tuned for part 2.
Yes, we'll see you then.
Welcome back to our deep dive into As a Man Thinketh. You know, we've been talking about how our thoughts create our reality, the importance of purpose, the power of visualization. And now I think it's time to get really practical and talk about attracting those dream clients.
Yes.
Building a sustainable business.
Yes. Let's talk business because I know that's on a lot of coaches' minds.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the key takeaways from Alan that I think is so relevant here is this idea that we attract what we are, not just what we want. So if a coach is consumed by worry about finding clients or, you know, finances or feeling like they're not good enough, that energy of lack can actually repel the very clients that they're hoping to attract.
I think that's such a powerful point. And then it really goes beyond just saying affirmations or trying to put on this facade of confidence, right?
Exactly.
It's about really doing that deep inner work
Yes.
to shift those limiting beliefs and cultivate a mindset of abundance and self-worth.
Yeah, it's about aligning our thoughts with our desires. So let's say, for example, a coach really wants to work with, you know, driven, successful clients who are committed to making a difference in the world.
Right.
Well, to attract those kinds of clients, they need to embody those qualities themselves.
Yeah, it's like we're becoming a vibrational match for the clients that we want to work with. If we want to attract clients who are confident, action-oriented, you know, committed to growth, we need to be embodying those traits
Yes.
in our own lives and in our businesses.
Then clients can sense that.
They-
They can sense authenticity. They can tell if we're genuinely passionate about the transformative power of coaching or if we're just trying to make a sale.
Right.
And Alan talks a lot about self-mastery
Yeah.
as being the key to cultivating this unshakable inner confidence and belief.
Yeah.
And self-mastery is about taking control of our thoughts, our emotions, our actions.
So it's like we're training our minds just like we would train our bodies at the gym.
Yes, exactly.
You know, the more we practice focusing on the positive, recognizing our strengths, choosing empowering beliefs, the easier it becomes to maintain that mindset of abundance and attract those aligned clients.
And as we cultivate that inner strength and confidence, it radiates outward and it naturally draws people to us.
Right. Clients are drawn to people who are grounded, who are purpose-driven, who exude that kind of calm assurance.
Yes.
It's like this magnetic energy that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for.
It is. And so it's not about chasing clients or trying to convince them that they need coaching.
Right.
It's about showing up authentically, being clear about the value that we offer, and allowing the right clients to find us.
I love that.
Now, when it comes to building a thriving coaching business,
Yes. Let's talk about the business piece of it.
Alan's principles apply here as well.
Okay.
He stresses the importance of having a clear vision, taking focused action, and maintaining unwavering persistence.
Okay.
It's not enough to simply dream of a successful coaching practice.
Right.
We need to create a plan and consistently take action to bring that dream to life.
And I think that's where things get really real for a lot of coaches because, you know, it can feel overwhelming
Oh, yeah.
to think about all the aspects of building a business, the marketing, the finances, the client management.
Yeah.
So where do we even begin?
Well, Alan would say that we break it down into smaller steps.
Okay.
So start by getting really clear on your vision.
Yeah.
What does success look like to you? How many clients do you envision working with? What kind of impact do you want to make? What does financial abundance mean for you?
So it's like creating a roadmap
Yes.
for our coaching business by defining the destination and then breaking down the journey into smaller milestones, it feels less daunting.
Exactly.
And more achievable.
And as we take action and start seeing results, it fuels our motivation and it strengthens our belief in ourselves and our vision.
Right. But of course, setbacks are inevitable. You know, there are going to be times when self-doubt creeps in.
Yeah.
When we face challenges that seem insurmountable, or, you know, when we question if we're on the right path.
Absolutely. That's part of the journey.
So when those doubts and fears arise, how do we prevent them from completely derailing us?
Well, it's about acknowledging those thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
Without letting them control us. We can remind ourselves of our vision. We can reconnect with our purpose.
Right.
And we can choose to focus on thoughts that empower us and move us forward.
Yeah, it's like Alan is whispering in our ear, you've the power to overcome any obstacle and create the coaching career of your dreams.
Exactly. And that's the message I want to leave you with today. You are a powerful creator. You have the ability to shape your reality and to build a coaching business that is both fulfilling and impactful.
So believe in yourself. Cultivate that mindset of abundance. Take consistent action towards your goals and never give up on your dreams. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, let's talk about how to maintain that inner peace and serenity amidst all the demands of building a coaching business.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into As a Man Thinketh. We've covered so much ground already, from understanding how our thoughts shape our reality to attracting those dream clients. And now I'm really excited to explore this idea of serenity a little bit deeper.
Me too, because it's such a crucial aspect of not just success in coaching, but really thriving in this work. Exactly. And you know, in the book, Alan describes serenity as a jewel of wisdom. And I think for coaches who are, you know, building their businesses, working with clients, and often juggling so many responsibilities, how do we even begin to cultivate that sense of serenity amidst all the demands?
Well, I think Alan would say that it starts with understanding that true serenity comes from within.
Okay.
It's not about the absence of challenges or having the perfect circumstances. It's about finding that place of peace within ourselves regardless of what's happening around us.
So it's really an inside job.
It is. It's about recognizing that our thoughts are the cause and our circumstances are the effect. And when we understand that, we stop blaming external factors for our stress or unhappiness, and we start taking responsibility for our own mental and emotional states.
And that's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is. It's a shift from feeling like a victim of circumstance to becoming the conscious creator of our own experience.
So for coaches listening in, what are some practical tips or practices that we can incorporate into our daily lives to start cultivating that sense of serenity and inner peace?
Well, one practice that Alan strongly recommends is daily meditation or quiet reflection. You know, starting your day by centering yourself, connecting with your purpose, and setting an intention for how you want to show up in the world.
I love that. Instead of immediately getting swept up in the whirlwind of the day, we're taking that time to create a mental and emotional foundation for ourselves.
Exactly. And another practice that's really helpful is to just regularly check in with your thoughts throughout the day.
Okay.
Notice if you're falling into patterns of negativity or worry or self-doubt. It's like becoming aware of those mental weeds that are trying to take root in the garden of your mind.
So we're becoming mindful gardeners, tending to the landscape of our thoughts.
Exactly. And then once you've become aware of those negative thoughts, you know, gently but firmly redirect your attention to a more positive and empowering place. You know, remind yourself of your strengths, your accomplishments, the positive impact you're making as a coach.
It's like we're consciously planting those seeds of possibility and abundance, nurturing them and watching them grow.
Yes, and I think another really important aspect of serenity, especially for coaches, is learning to detach from outcomes.
Okay.
We're passionate about helping our clients create positive change in their lives, but ultimately we can't control their choices or guarantee their results.
That's so true, and it reminds me of that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Exactly. And so we can provide our clients with the guidance, the support, the tools, but it's up to them to take action and create the transformation they desire.
Yeah, and when we can detach from outcomes, it allows us to release that pressure and be more fully present with our clients.
Yes.
To offer them our unconditional support and compassion and presence.
It's about trusting in the coaching process, trusting in our clients' ability to create positive change, and trusting in ourselves as skilled and capable coaches.
And that trust allows us to show up with greater ease and clarity and serenity, which in turn creates a more powerful and transformative experience for our clients.
Absolutely. It's a win-win.
Well, this has been such an incredible deep dive into As a Man Thinketh and its relevance for coaches on their career journeys.
It really has.
And as we wrap up, what's one key message you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think the most important takeaway is this. You are the architect of your own reality. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful tools, and by choosing thoughts that empower you, by cultivating a mindset of abundance and possibility, and by taking consistent action aligned with your vision, you can create a coaching career that is both fulfilling and impactful.
Those are inspiring words to end on. So to all our listeners, as you continue to build your coaching practices and make a difference in the world, remember the wisdom we've gleaned from James Allen's As a Man Thinketh. Nurture your mental garden, embrace serenity, and never stop believing in your power to create the coaching career of your dreams. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep shining bright.